I'm Joe Aber. Outcrop Gold is a hybrid prospect generator. We're focused in Colombia. Hybrid means our business model is still to joint venture as many projects as we can, but we also drill our flagships where we think we can add value. So I'm going to talk about our Santa Ana high-grade vein system. Disclosures and forward statements that you can read at your leisure. Our management, I have 36 years experience of kind of all stages or all categories of geology, from grassroots exploration of generative to mine geology and resource development. Otherwise, most of our management has specific experience in Colombia or Latin America. Ian Slater is our executive chair. Ian's a mining entrepreneur who's founded numerous companies, including companies in Colombia. He has 25 years experience in the business. And he has experience putting the mine in production. Jay Sujor has worked with Ian in a lot of companies. He's is familiar with Colombian law and helps us work in that legal framework. We have 109 million shares outstanding. We've got 170 million fully diluted. Our top shareholders are Eric Sprott at still 19.9%. We have another 10% in funds, and management owns roughly 25%. So Santa Ana, it's a famous for Colombia, colonial era high-grade silver gold district. There's reports that we retrieved from the Spanish Royal Archives and Indiana University of 14 mines producing an average of 4 kilograms silver over 1.4 meter width, up to 17 kilograms silver locally. All those mines are within the boundaries of our title. Just a few takeaways from this is that we have highway access, we have high tension grid power, water developable on the property, very strong community support, and excellent security conditions. Our weighted average the weighted average grade for all significant intercepts in 50 holes to date is 1.4 kilograms equivalent silver per ton, and that equivalent is made up of 9 grams gold and 857 grams silver. Our best intercept is almost a meter of 70 grams gold per ton and 5.5 grams silver per ton, or 10.8 kilograms. So you can see those numbers that the Spanish produced in the colonial era are possible for us to intersect with drilling. We have 14 cumulative kilometers of strike vein zone projections. Those are held together or are controlled by workings, by outcrop, and by float and drainages and float in our soil sample lines. Unlike a lot of rainforest, tropical rainforest where you work in Colombia, we have outcropping veins that you see on the right. So with less than 30% of our projected vein systems on our first 700 hectare title tested, we have 5 high-grade shoots discovered. Our exploration goal is to identify 5 to 7 new shoots in 2021, and we will. We're starting the second 12,000 meter phase 2 underway, and we will drill up to 24,000 meters in 2021. This here shows some of the some of the low angle shoots. The high angle shoots are less easy to see because they're vertical, of course, and then you can see 4 targets we developed by soil sampling and trenching. Further target generation we're doing with geophysics. We have an excellent correlation between resistivity and chargeability linears with vein zones. So that's given us a fertile or a good target pipeline to continue hopefully discovering these shoots. We've expanded the property from 700 hectares to just over 25,000 hectares. The new applications contain at least 2 known mines One, the freest mine, produced 12 million ounces of silver before 1907 in a very small footprint of less than 300 meters by 300 meters depth. Cumulatively, whereas we had 14 kilometers to work with, we now think we have up to 60 kilometers of veins to test, vein zones to test. 2020 and 21 program highlights, again, that the top core photo is 0.95 meters at 69.6 grams gold, 5.55 kilograms silver, 2.53% lead, and 3.15% zinc. What's important too is the order and how quickly we were able to discover these chutes. La Ivana was discovered in March 2020. Megapozo discovered in 2020. Historic Roberto Tovar confirmed in September 2020. Eldorado discovered in December 2020, and the new San Juan discovered in January 21. Narrow vein systems, but it's important to realize that they're grouped. They're grouped in a fashion that you can composite some areas of grouped veins, meaning taking the vein and the wall rock in a calculated grade composite. You can get up to 18 meters at 450 grams equivalent silver per ton. So you'll have a balance, we think, in the project. Ultimately, if it's successful, you'll have a mixed balance of potential mineable, bulk mineable long stopes of mechanized jumbos and LHDs, and then you'll have slusher stopes and shrinkage stopes where you don't have the clustered veins. This is an example of our most recent discovery, the Eldorado. You can see that from the grid, it's open at 200 meters, and it too, you can see in the central area, it's actually a group of multiple veins. Just off to the right, that intercepts the Paraíso. That's a low angle vein that seems to be part of the larger La Ivana system to the east. The low angle veins, you don't have the group, the density or the grouping, but you do have stacked veins. This is just a simple grade contour of the intercepts. It's not a model, but at the greater than 10 gram equivalent contour or 800 equivalent gram silver contour, you have a really well-defined chute that's on the order of 220 meters along strike. And we've drilled beyond the limits that's shown here to the left or the west and extended this down 350 meters in depth. That 10 gram equivalent contour is made up of 6.25 grams gold and 300 grams silver. The very similar high angle chute, they rake within the vein, but again, on the order of 100 to 200 meters wide and over 200 meters at depth, open. This is a little bit artificial because it's just limited by the density of drilling to the outside the chute, existing chute limits. So if you just do there's always a way of thinking about narrow veins, good or bad. This is just a kind of a comp with an explorer, Wisla, and a comp with a producer, Silvercorp. You can see on most of the metrics out to the left, that, except for vein width, which were less than Panuco, Wisla Panuco, were better than the average vein width of the Yung mine. Our grades are better than both comparisons. Our average chute scale is bigger than both comparisons, and our chute count to date is bigger than both the number that the number that Wisla has. Silvercorp's in production, of course, so they have lots of chutes. But it's often good to remember too that the narrow vein mining is happening all over the world and contributes a large part of the silver production to the world. In the case of Ying, there will be mining shrinkage stopes down to 1.2 and 2.2 meters. And you'll also have Resu stopes. They call them stope. It's a half meter. They can actually take out a half meter vein by blowing the waste around it for working room and then minimizing dilution of the vein. Silvercorp is mining veins like we're mining at US $7 per ounce equivalent silver. Very good social responsibility pillars. We know we're successful because we were able to receive our drill permits in Santa Ana in 2 months. We've been continuously drilling with 2 rigs for almost for almost 13 months. We have another project in Ureno. We've been working towards getting drill permits there and getting social license, but we expect to have permits there by June 2021. Our catalyst would be for Santa Ana, continuing to drill at 12,000 meter phase 2, and then possibly another 12,000 meter phase 3. We'll be developing. We'll see news out of the drill assays of those high grade vein targets. We'll be evaluating new targets on our new ground. And we, for other projects under JAMA, again, we expect to have drill permits there. We would probably venture that or do some scout drilling on our own to make it more attractive to a partner. But we would possibly be drilling Santa Ana and JAMA simultaneously, both high-grade vein systems. Next, we want to joint venture some projects. We have a project in the vicinity of the Nica Eagle Hansa joint venture, and we're also near B2 Gold's Gramalocan with a very similar project. AQC statements is just the qualifying the work that's been done. And again, my name is Joe Hebert. Our contacts are here, and our contacts are on the webpage, and we'll be certainly glad to have you get in contact with us.